Hello guys and welcome to another video on DJ Vlogs. Today we are going to be reviewing Now 100 Hits 60s number ones. This album was released today and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing it. I'll review the cover, review the disc artwork and also check out the track list. So first of all, the cover. I absolutely love this cover artwork. I think it looks really nice. Of course, you've got the title in the middle, Now 100 Hits 60s number ones. Of course, you've got that number ones in the corner down there. It's kind of in that font that they've been doing with, I think, Now 100 Hits 80s number ones and Now 100 Hits 90s number ones, where it looks like it's been drawn on. They've kept it for this one. It looks quite nice if they're going to carry on making quite a few of the number ones album, Now 100 Hits number ones albums. Then I think it's a nice thing and like a nice feature to stay on these albums. And it's nice that they've added it in the kind of the corner. The background, I'm not too sure. It's kind of like a different colour. Of course, you've got like pink as the background at the top and then it fades into like a yellowy colour. Actually, of course, up here, it says 4 CDs. So that means we're going to get 4 CDs in this album. This is a bit unusual. Most Now 100 Hits albums tend to have 5 CDs, but of course up here it says 4 CDs. You've got like flower petals either side of the text as well. I think looks quite nice. And overall opinion on this artwork is that it looks very nice and very kind of like flowery, but overall I do very much like it. Now let's get into the CD artwork. So first of all, CD1. Here is CD1. It looks really nice. Of course, you've got the title at the top, Now 100 60s number ones. You've got the flowers like you had on the cover, and down at the bottom it says CD1. Although it's very faint, they've kept it in like a white colour, but because the disc background is yellow, it's kind of faint. Of course, with the title up at the top in a purple colour, it works quite nice with the yellow background. And overall opinions on disc 1, I very much like it. Now let's move on to CD2. So here is CD2. I really like it. Of course, you've got, again, it's pretty much the same as last disc. You've got the title at the top in, again, a purple with course number ones next to the side like the last disc had. And of course, you've still got the flowers from the like you had on the previous disc and of course got on the cover. You've still got them. I think they moved the colours around. I think the colours are a little bit different. Some of the petals were like purple this side. But overall, I do quite like the artwork. And of course, down the bottom, it says CD2. Now let's move on to CD3. So here is CD3. I really like this. Again, we've got the same artwork as before. I think like the flowers have actually moved around a bit. I do quite like that. I like that it's a constant thing throughout the discs. Of course, we have the title at the top again, Now 100 60s number ones in the same font and the same colour, and down the bottom it says CD3. Now let's move on to CD4. So here is CD4. I really like it. It looks quite nice. We've got this, it's pretty much the same as the rest of the discs. It would have been nice for each disc to be maybe different, so maybe the colour of each disc on the background be different, because of course they've all been yellow. This one is yellow again, and we've still got the flower petals or the flowers from the previous discs, and of course on the cover, title at the top of course, and CD4 at the bottom. Now let's move on and check out the track list. Now, of course, with all Now 100 Hits albums, the track list is on the following back. You have disc 1, disc 2, disc 3 and disc 4. But if you actually open it up and have a look inside, you can see that, of course, this is disc 1. You can actually see the track list for disc 1, and then you can open it up and have a look at the track list for disc 2 and so on. So we'll have a look at the track list and we'll pick out a couple of songs from each disc. So starting off with disc 1, we start off with House of the Rising Sun by The Animals. We've got I Heard It Through the Grapevine by Marvin Gaye, Baby Love by The Supremes, Good Vibrations by The Beach Boys, Reach Out I'll Be There by Four Tops, Everlasting Love by Love Affair, Return to Sender by Elvis Presley, You Don't Have to Say You Love Me by Dusty Springfield, Young Girl by Gary Puckett and The Union Gap. You've got Israelites by Desmond Dekker and The Aces, There's Always Something There to Remind Me by Sandy Shaw, All or Nothing by Small Faces, and ending disc 1 we have You'll Never Walk Alone by Gary and the Pacemakers. Moving on to disc 2, and we start off with Only the Lonely Know the Way I Feel by Roy Orbison. You've got Distant Drums by Jim Reeves, Needles and Pins by The Searchers, Blue Moon by The Marshalls, Shaking All Over by Johnny Kidd and the Pirates, Do You Mind by Anthony Newley, Good Timing by Jimmy Jones, Reach for the Stars by Shirley Bassey, Bad to Me by Billy J. Cramner, and ending disc 2 we have Silence is Golden by The Tremels. And moving on to disc 3, and we start off with The Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore by the Walker Brothers. We've got Something in the Air by Thunderclap Newman, I'll Never Fall in Love Again by Bobby Gentry, The Ballad of Bonnie and Clyde by Georgie Flame, Lily the Pink by The Scaffold, Somebody Help Me by the Spencer Davies Group, Money Money by Tommy James and the Shondells, Getaway by Georgie Flame and the Blue Flames, and ending disc 3 we have In the Year 2525 by Zaga and Evans. And moving on to disc 4, and we start off with Make It Easy on Yourself by the Walker Brothers. You've got A World Without Love by Peter and Gordon, How Do You Do It by Gary and the Pacemakers, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly by Huey Montague and his orchestra. You've got Little Children by Billy J. Cramner, Do It Again by the Beach Boys, Temptation by the Everly Brothers, Climb Every Mountain by Shirley Bassey, I Pretend by Des O'Connor, and ending disc 4 and ending the album we have What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong. So that's a couple of songs from each disc of the track list, and I really like the track list. There's a good mix of #1 songs from the 60s and great songs on there. I really like the track list and I think there are some absolutely brilliant songs. So do I recommend this album? If you're a fan of 60s music and you especially like some of the songs on this album, then I definitely recommend getting it. However, if you're not such a big fan of 60s music, then I definitely recommend not to get this album. Of course, this album was released today and you should be able to get it in supermarkets, HMV Online, Amazon, as well as Zoom, and of course when HMV stores reopen next week, you should be able to get it in there as well. So that is the end of today's video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please make sure you give it a massive thumbs up and massively appreciated if you do. Also make sure you subscribe and enable notifications to be notified every time I release a new video, and make sure you follow my Instagram, my Twitter and my Snapchat. That'll be just aside right there, and links to all my social medias will be in the description down below. Make sure you follow up on all of them. And guys, I'll see you soon for another YouTube video.